Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to a very special Father's Day edition of Trek on Tuesday. My name is Aaron, but more importantly, we are joined by a couple of very special guests today. The old guy over there is Eric. Eric is the art director of the BSA Publishing Division. Eric, thank you for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
More importantly, though, like me, Eric is a father, and he's joined by his daughter, Grace. Grace is an actual scout. Grace, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us. They appreciate it. Grace, what troop are you a member of?
I'm in Troop 3000.
Troop 3000 in Plano, Texas. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. The topic of our conversation today is coming up, guys. Father's Day is this Sunday. Eric and I have a kind of a unique perspective. We're both dads, and we're here to talk about 3 easy Father's Day gifts that you guys can put together at home. Very cheap, very easy to make. If you've already got a Father's Day gift picked out for your family, that's great. If you don't, maybe you might want to pay attention here. Would love to hear from you folks. We've already got some people watching. Shout out to Rusty from Pack 84 in New Philadelphia. Thank you for watching, Rusty. Simon from Pack 105 in Livingston Manor, New York. Thank you, Simon, for joining us. We appreciate it. Happy Father's Day, Bilal says. Thank you. Appreciate that. Folks, if you have Father's Day gift ideas, please feel free to share them in the comments. Eric and I were talking about this earlier a little bit. I remember when I was a kid, I would make sort of little crafty type things, Father's Day presents for my parents, Father's Day and Mother's Day, really. And I would always kind of wonder deep inside, is this really a good gift? Is this a thing that he's going to like? And now that I'm a father, I think 100%, I am a huge fan of these sort of really easy to make, homemade, crafty type gifts. Eric, your thoughts?
Yeah, even just a card is always welcome.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you don't expect your kids to go out and buy you something necessarily, but just the fact that they remember and write a card for you or make some sort of little craft or something, yeah, it definitely is. It touches your heart.
I agree 100%, something about that. Just them making it with their own hands. It's very, very cool. Now, not only is Grace Eric's daughter, not only is she a scout, she's also a budding superstar on our online video series. She and another young woman, another daughter of another staff member, recorded a video showing our viewers how to make easy Father's Day gifts from home. We're going to split that video. So we have 3 gifts to show you guys today. We're going to split it up into 3 parts. The first video we're going to show you is actually not Grace. It's our good friend Pilar, who is our daughter of our slightly less good friend Edna. And Pilar is going to talk to us real quick about, Pilar, I think, made peanut butter brittle. I think, is that right?
She did, yes.
Let's take a look at that video. And then Eric and I and Grace are going to discuss, how does it look, the peanut butter brittle? Let's find out.
First, grease the cooking sheet with cooking spray. Step 2, pour the sugar in the bowl. Then pour the corn syrup. If you need help pouring the corn syrup, you can use a spatula to get it all out because it is very thick. Then use the whisker to mix it all. Step 3, microwave your mixture for about 3 minutes or until very bubbly. Next, use the pot holders to remove the hot bowl. Step 4, quickly stir the melted butter and the peanuts. Stir in the baking soda and vanilla. Step 6, pour on the cooking sheet and let cool.
And a shout out real quick to our good friend Gina, who edited that video and added the sound effects. Eric, I'm not a kitchen guy, I'll admit it. I don't really know what I'm doing, but that looked fairly simple, fairly easy. Eric, your thoughts on that?
I agree. And Grace and I weren't there for that part of it, but yes,
right.
Anybody should be able to follow along with those directions. And the fact that you don't have to use a stove or an oven to do it, that you can just do it in the microwave, I think helps make it very simple and doable for just about anyone. And I, for one, would definitely appreciate a bag of peanut brittle.
Yes, I think I would too. I haven't had peanut brittle in a long, long time, but I remember it being delicious. I would love to try it again if any of my kids are watching. Hint, hint, hint. I also like the little instruction at the end, how she packed it into the little bag. Pilar is a very talented young woman, but she's Cub Scout age. I mean, if she can do it, right? Sure.
Even you can do it, Aaron.
Even I could maybe do this. Yes, exactly. As long as there's not a stove involved. So you guys weren't involved with that process with this video. You didn't get to taste it, I'm guessing?
Actually, we did get to taste
Oh, you
it.
did? Okay. How was it?
Delicious. Yes.
Okay. There you go. Well, that was a very, very simple, easy process there. Very delicious, easy to make. And as a reminder, detailed instructions and recipes are available on scoutlife.org. Behind the scenes, Brian, there you go. We'll throw up this URL from time to time throughout our video today to remind everybody, go to scoutlife.org, go to that website for more detailed instructions, ingredient lists, more detailed recipe, things like that. Very, very, very cool. And again, for folks of you watching at home, if you have any ideas, let us know what you're doing for Father's Day. Our next video, we have 2 more videos to watch today. Grace was involved in both of these. I believe the next one is the bottle opener. Grace, give us a little summary before we look at the video of what this was like. Did you have any idea what you were getting into here?
I did not. The drilling into the wood that you'll see is a lot harder than it seems. So you can say, hey, Mom, can you help me with this? Or if she's like, I don't know, say, hey, Dad, can you come help me with this real quick? And I was like, what is this for? And you're like, it's no big deal. It's for school. And then you're like, just kidding. Happy Father's Day.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. Eric, I'm pretty sure, is a whiz at tools based on what he tells me all the time. So I'm pretty sure he would know exactly how to do this. But I like this. Let's take a look real quick at the video that Grace did on how to make a bottle opener for Father's Day gift.
So for step number 1, you're going to cut the wood about 9 by 2 inches and sand them smooth. Drill bolt sized holes through the wood about 1 inch from the end. Make sure you're placing pressure on your opposite hand. Now screw the bolt through the hole. Allow the bolt head to stick about 3/4 of an inch from the wood. After, tighten the nut onto the bolt on the back of the wood. And now you have your bottle opener. Happy Father's Day!
All right. Excellent job by Grace. I can already tell she's way better at this than her dad is. Very, very smooth. A couple of things real quick. You saw the note there about using tools. That was is that a handsaw? Is that what we call that?
Yeah.
That's a coping saw.
Coping saw.
But you can use just a regular handsaw for it as well.
I knew you would know. Thank you very much. Obviously, that takes a little bit of strength. Grace, looked like you were doing fine there, but you mentioned even with the drill, I think you said make sure you push down with your hand. It'd be pretty easy to flip that, I think. But you look like you handled it. You did it great. Most folks probably have a bottle opener. We've had probably 4 or 5 bottle openers in our kitchen already. But I still think this is a cool gift because it comes from your child, right, Eric?
You can also customize it. Paint on the wood a little bit, draw on it, write Happy Father's Day.
Put the date on it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you could even drill a hole on the other side and put a little piece of leather or string in there so you can hang it up in the kitchen on the side of the refrigerator, something like that. And
I love it. That is a great idea.
I'll add just a little note, not to forget that Cub Scouts are not allowed to use power tools. So if you have a Cub Scout working on this, they'll need to use either a bit and brace to drill that hole, or have mom or an older sibling help using the power tools to drill the hole.
Spoken like a true Cub Scout leader. By the way, Eric is involved in Cub Scouts. I think you've sent 3 kids and still one left in Cub Scouts. Is that right? Yep. So Eric's got experience. I'm a former Cub Master, but Eric kind of blows me out of the water when it comes to his experience as a Cub Master and den leader. Am I right?
Correct.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate your service to scouting very much. Very, very good advice. Again, I love that, the first project we showed was a young Pilar who is Cub Scout aged, doing kind of a Cub Scout appropriate activity. As you can see, Grace is Scouts BSA age. She's doing a more Scouts BSA appropriate activity. But a Cub Scout could do it with help from a parent, right? You just have to make sure that you're there supervising. Certainly don't want to turn them loose with those kind of tools. Very, very cool. I know I'd love a bottle opener like that. Again, hint, hint. If anybody's watching and wants to make one for Mr. Aaron, that would be appreciated. We have one more special Father's Day product to show you guys. As a reminder, let's let behind the scenes Brian put up the URL where you can go to get more specific details on these 3 projects. We've gone through 2 of them. We've seen Pilar make peanut brittle. We've seen Grace right next to us do the homemade bottle opener. And our 3rd project is another Grace specialty. It also involves ingredients in the kitchen. Let's take a look, see how it goes.
Today we're making homemade barbecue sauce for Father's Day. I have all my ingredients pre-measured, but you can find them on scoutlife.org. First, add the vinegar. Then add the ketchup. You can use a spatula to help you scrape the ketchup out of the measuring cup. Next is water, brown sugar, and mustard. You can use this spatula again to scrape out the mustard. After the mustard, it's salt, pepper, and garlic powder. After combining all the ingredients, close the lid and shake well. Now it's ready for Dad's famous brisket.
Manly dude, a manly man, a manly dad.
I like that choice of music by
Yeah,
Gina.
Gina did a great job with that.
Very, very funny. And watching that, Grace, so my first thought watching that, although it's relatively simple, I still think if I were to try that, I would have made a huge mess. I feel like you did a good job. Okay, I was going to ask, was that the first take right there that we saw?
We did it 2 different takes, and those spices, the salt and the pepper, first time you could see I spilled the salt, and I was like, oh goodness, and I'm like, just keep going. And so before I did it, I was like, oh goodness, I put it back down, and then we finished that up, and then we're like, let's do another take real quick. And so we did it, and I shot the pepper. You could see all over the counter, and I was like, oh goodness, and it was a mess, but it still tasted really good.
Just like it is at home.
I was going to say, it's real life. Exactly right. That's what we love at Trek on Tuesday. It's real life we're talking about here. I think still, Grace, you did way better than I would have done. It would have taken me 4 or 5 or 6 practices to get it right, to get it to do as good as you did. And so, of course, the obvious question, you guys got to taste the barbecue sauce, I guess?
Of course.
And?
Delicious.
It was great.
So there is a chance that your dad may already have a favorite barbecue sauce. Sure, you can go to the store and buy your dad his favorite barbecue sauce, or you can make your own, which I think is a really cool idea. Again, the fact that it comes from your child makes it special. Definitely support that. Eric, do you have a favorite barbecue sauce? What are your thoughts on barbecue sauces in general?
I don't have a favorite, but what I was going to say is this would be an even better project for a Cub Scout age kid to do, because you don't even have anything that's hot, right?
Oh, yeah.
In the microwave, all you're doing is having mom or the older sibling help you measure some stuff out if you need some help with that, and putting it all in the jar and mixing it up. In addition to the URL to go find more information at scoutlife.org, those of you that are subscribers and get the magazine at home, which is hopefully all of you, and if it's not, then go to subscribe right now. You'll find these instructions in the magazine as well. And I want to say that the magazine also indicates to cut out a piece of decorative paper and put on the lid of the jar. You could also decorate the jar itself, either with a label or like some paint markers
Or
ribbon, tape, whatever, a sticker of some kind that can say, Happy Father's Day from the child's name, Dad's Best Barbecue Sauce, whatever you want to add to customize it like that, much like Grace suggested customizing the bottle opener.
Yeah, one thing I like about this, and thank you for mentioning, by the way, this is in the print version of Scout Life. Is it the
June, July issue?
June, July issue. Thank you, Eric. Yes. Very, very cool. Look for that in your mailboxes if you haven't gotten it already. I guess you would have gotten the June, July already. So, yep. So like Eric said, if you didn't, now's a good time to go subscribe. Why not? One of the things I like about these projects, like you both said, is they're customizable, kind of like a Pinewood Derby car. Make it your own. Give it some of your own personality. I also do like the fact that the barbecue sauce, there's no cooking involved. I noticed that you guys measured out the ingredients all in advance. That seems like a smart move, especially for someone like me who will inevitably mess something up. Grace, did you do that all by yourself? Did you get all the measuring cups out and get it all done out?
I had a little bit of help with the ketchup to squeeze it all out. But yeah, a lot of times I'll pour it and be like, wait, that said teaspoons, but it's tablespoons. And I'll totally mess it all up.
Yep. That's important. Pay attention to those details like that. Eric, you've got some, I'll just tell folks right now, I don't have a lot of plans for this Sunday, this Father's Day. I may end up just kind of relaxing at home. Eric, on the other hand, is doing something a little different. Can you tell folks real quick where you're going to be this Sunday?
So I'm going with 5 scouts from my oldest son's troop and 2 other adults, and we're heading out to Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico this coming Saturday. So we'll arrive there on Sunday, and we've got a 7-day trek planned over the course of next week. So definitely looking forward to that.
That's going to be an awesome, awesome trip. Eric has his oldest son is Scouts BSA, his daughter Grace is Scouts BSA, his youngest son is a Cub Scout. So this might be the first of many trips that you have coming up to Philmont,
so.
Eric. So I hope so too, and I hope you're prepared for it. I hope you guys have a great time. Grace, thank you much for joining us. Any final thoughts on Father's Day project that you'd like to share with our viewers?
If your father, like mine, is going away on the exact day, you can always celebrate beforehand or afterhand to get that Father's Day time, even though they're not going to be there on that exact day.
That is a great point. It's the spirit that counts. Actually, one of my kids is going to be out of town this Sunday as well, so we're already planning on Father's Day stuff for the next weekend, which I am totally fine with. Once again, the URL down below, go to that for more Father's Day ideas. There's also Father's Day jokes. Everybody loves Father's Day jokes. Go to that site for that. As Eric said, in the June-July issue of Scout Life magazine, you can find this story among a lot of other great content as well. Eric and Grace, thank you for joining us. And Eric, happy Father's Day.
Thank you, Aaron, and the same to you. And I want to leave you with one parting thought. This might be something that you might see on the pages of Think and Grin, for that matter. A warped wise man wonders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it on Mother's Day we always take our wives out for brunch, and yet on Father's Day it's always Dad cooking out on the grill for himself?
Mm-hmm. These are excellent things that we need to think about. An excellent thought to leave our viewers with. Thank you all for watching at home. We appreciate it very, very much. Tune in next week for another episode of Trek on Tuesday. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks, Eric and Grace. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Dad, you're such a manly dude. You can use power tools.
Hi everyone, today we're making Father's Day gifts.
We're making 3 different gifts, one of which is this awesome peanut brittle.
And your father will love it because it's made with your love.
Keep watching this video to find out how we make these.
Manly dad.
First, grease the cooking sheet with cooking spray. Step 2, pour the sugar in the bowl. Then pour the corn syrup. If you need help pouring the corn syrup, you can use a spatula to get it all out because it is very thick. Then use the whisker to mix it all. Step 3, microwave your mixture for about 3 minutes or until very bubbly. Next, use the pot holders to remove the hot bowl. Step 4, quickly stir the melted butter and the peanuts. Stir in the baking soda and vanilla. Step 6, pour on the cooking sheet and let cool.
So for step number 1, you're going to cut the wood about 9 by 2 inches and sand them smooth. Drill bolt size holes through the wood about 1 inch from the end. Make sure you're placing pressure on your opposite hand. Now screw the bolt through the hole. Allow the bolt head to stick about 3/4 of an inch from the wood. After, tighten the nut onto the bolt on the back of the wood. And now you have your bottle opener. Happy Father's Day! Today we're making homemade barbecue sauce for Father's Day. I have all my ingredients pre-measured, but you can find them on scoutlife.org. First, add the vinegar. Then add the ketchup. You can use a spatula to help you scrape the ketchup out of the measuring cup. Next is water, brown sugar, and mustard. You can use this spatula again to scrape out the mustard. After the mustard, it's salt, pepper, and garlic powder. After combining all the ingredients, close the lid and shake well. Now it's ready for Dad's famous brisket.